Have you played Uno? If you have, you must know the Uno reverse. It's a special card in the deck. It basically changes the direction of play. If you're playing clockwise, it will become counterclockwise, hence the reverse. Well, India has just played a diplomatic Uno reverse, and quite a rare one too. You may have seen the pictures from American colleges. A lot of them have become protest sites. Thousands of students are rallying for Gaza. They're accusing their government of supporting a genocide. And what's been the government's response? A crackdown. Hundreds of protesting students in America have been arrested, sometimes quite violently. Take a look at this. All of this was happening in the United States of America. Now, normally India would not react to something like this. We do not sanction countries, we do not comment on internal matters, and we certainly do not advise. But this time, India has broken that policy. The Ministry of External Affairs has reacted to the college protests. It had some advice for the White House. Listen to this.
In every democracy, there has to be the right balance between freedom of expression, sense of responsibility and public safety and order. Democracies in particular should display this understanding in regard to other fellow democracies. After all, we are all judged by what we do at home and not what we say abroad.
Those last lines are very significant. Let me repeat that for you. Democracy should display understanding in regard to other democracies. After all, we are judged by what we do at home and not what we say abroad. There's no room for doubt there. India is clearly talking about the United States of America. Who else lectures abroad and cracks down at home? But notice the language. New Delhi has not criticized America's handling of the issue, nor has it expressed concern. Instead, India has served a reminder to Washington. We understand the need for public order. Hope you understand the same in India. And this is a significant policy change for New Delhi, sort of like a tit for tat. You comment on our domestic matters, so we are commenting on yours. It doesn't weaken or change the bilateral relationship, but it does send a message. Just think back to 2020, the US was gripped by the Black Lives Matter movement. An unarmed black man had been killed by police officers in America. There were protests and there were riots in American cities. But New Delhi said nothing. You had comments from European capitals, comments from China, but nothing from India. Same when the US Supreme Court cancelled abortion rights. Criticism came from around the world, but India said nothing because that was New Delhi's style. Do not make unsolicited comments, only react when India is targeted or defamed. Like when US reports questioned freedoms in India, or when rights agencies talked about Indian secularism, then India would hit back. But this one is different. These college protests have nothing to do with India. The students are calling out President Joe Biden, the US president. They do not have any beef with India. Yet the ministry has reacted. The question is this the new official policy? Will we also see comments on other issues, like the condition of migrants in Europe, or the crackdown in Hong Kong, or the genocide in Xinjiang? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But one thing is quite clear, India's tone has become harsher. And this change can be seen right at the top. From Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, he recently talked about the Western coverage of Indian elections. This is what he said.
Yes, I get a lot of these noises from the Western press. And if they criticize our democracy, it's not because they lack information. It is because they think they are also political players in our election. That is the reason. You know, I read an article today where some Western media said, you know, it is so hot in India. Why are they holding elections at this time? Now, I read that article and I wanted to say, listen, in that heat, my lowest turnout is higher than your highest turnout in the best weather.
Again, notice his tone. The idea here is not to antagonize others. The idea is to make them understand. Unsolicited comments are not welcome. Just look at all the times America has commented on India's issues, the farmers' protest, the new Citizenship Act, and of course, the general commentary on human rights. The US never tried to understand the nuances. They saw, they reacted. But now Washington has got a taste of its own medicine. Let's see how they respond to it.